Welcome back. We're at SEMA 2025 with Mike Ring and Ringbrothers and the Octavia.
Thank you. Appreciate what you've done to make this thing come to life.
Well, the whole vehicle is just really next level when it comes to car building. The reception at the show has been really phenomenal. Like during show hours, we're catching up before the show, but the crowds have just been massive.
Every day so far, it's hard to get close to the car. So I'm glad we're doing this before it opens.
Absolutely. And the Ringbrothers are no stranger to SEMA. Like this is like year 20, maybe?
20 years, yeah. We realized it was 20 years, but we were outside for a little while, but we finally got inside.
This is my 15th, but you've had some incredible cars year on year, but this really is the pinnacle.
This is definitely the pinnacle of what we've done and what we've pushed ourselves, and using people like you and other technologies that we have never used before to build this thing.
Yeah, there's been incredible partners like from every aspect. It doesn't happen just within your shop. There's a lot of technology, as you mentioned.
A lot of technology, but a lot of years of figuring out what works, what doesn't work as a builder that's been, and then getting with all those people that we've worked with for years and some that we haven't, but know the product and obviously know it works. And you know, Gentex to let us here, and what they've brought to this car is another level too of lighting, mirrors and such.
So let's talk through the journey. Obviously an incredible customer initiated the project, but I know that he gave you free creative license.
Well, it ended up getting there. I mean, we started at a journey with him asking us what we would like to do. And we said a European muscle car, and literally Googled European muscle car. And one of the cars was this Aston Martin 71 DBS V8. So he actually just went out and bought one and brought it to the shop. And it kind of morphed into what this is today.
A lot of projects, don't finish where they necessarily start.
Right. But the rendering on this was really turned out to be what this car is, even the first one.
The silhouette, the DNA is there.
Yeah, the DNA is there. The scan of the original, so we scanned the original car, and actually the side profile is like, you could take it and lay a template over that, you know, it's the car, but it's just Beyonce'd out a little bit in the back and in the front.
Yeah, well, Gary did an incredible job with his design inputs, and we worked closely on the Supercharger, which we can have a look in a moment, but maybe just talk through some of the major features and the challenges.
That's a challenge in itself to say what are the major features, because literally everything is the major feature.
Yeah.
The major feature to me, I mean, people can see with their eyes, and unless you see it
in front of you.
Yeah, it's just a whole way of, we machined all the plugs and had to make glass, even though it's the same windshield that's in the, and back glass, that's the glass. We just had to cut a big notch out of it, and we couldn't do that because it was just too much tension built in. So we had to actually have made glass that's that. The side profile glass is exact same, but we had to get rid of the vent window. We thought it cleaned it up, but it is the same profile. It is that shape. So that's why we could use all the existing window runners in it, because it has the same curve. So
and its silhouette's been pumped, obviously.
Oh yeah, 10 inches in the rear. Like this car is wider than an F80 Ferrari, which is crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's 82 inches, not at the mirrors, at the tires.
Yeah. Well, I saw it's got 345s on the back. The original Aston wasn't running that.
No, I think they had a 15, you know, like a.
And it needs that sort of rubber to put the power and torque down.
Yeah, it does. And we don't even have all your boost in it, you know. It's Ben Collins, we were lucky enough to have him drive it, and he's always asking for a little more, but we, you know, it's not a race car. It's just been a really fun journey, but I guess it's, in a way, it's kind of sad because it's over. You know, working from everybody from you to, you know, what we need and to make it happen. And I guess we're lucky enough to have relationships that have allowed us to meet the owners of these companies, or give us the person that actually gets it done and call and they pick up the phone. So I think it really sped up that process. When we needed something, everybody came through.
So let's maybe open the hood.
The bonnet.
The bonnet. Well, being English, it probably would be called a bonnet, right?
Yeah, it would be a bonnet.
I've got to check myself constantly
Yeah,
between the US and
yeah.
Australia. Australia, most people call it a bonnet as well. So
Now we see your beauty right there. Kind of a reimagined your supercharger in a way. A lot of it was to aesthetically make it pleasing also with where the water comes in, you know, for the brick. And then we told you guys, this in CAD is where this is going to be. Right here, because we
make it
need the
work.
seal. You get me from there to there using a GM throttle body.
So it's Holly, I think.
It's a Holly
Yeah.
on here.
So we did a fully custom lid. So it's billet, the water inlet and outlets typically on the front for that Coyote-based supercharger. So we've got that plumb to the rear. Clayton, our engineering manager, worked really closely with Ryan from your fab shop and Gary, obviously, on the design side. And yeah, we completely reimagined what we needed to do with the design of the lid and also that front cover assembly with the throttle body to get it central.
Yeah.
So I'm thrilled to see it in the flesh or in the metal.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't just that. You had, the shaft had to be
Modified input shaft. The way you've done all of the carbon just integrates
Great.
beautifully.
It's hard to believe you can clean up a Coyote to this level because they're difficult to make them.
Correct.
Especially a supercharged Coyote.
I love the little Aston Martini, little James Bond sort of
Yeah, that was
references.
off the original motor. It used to say Aston Martin Lagonda. Cut the Lagonda off, put a little weld and made the eye.
So a special mention to Casey Wagner and Wagner Automotive. They did the engine combination. The engine was run on their engine dyno, and with the high boost pulley, it made a little over 1,000 horsepower, which
Correct.
is fantastic. The GM throttle is a 103. It's definitely getting a good amount of air, which these superchargers respond fantastically
Yeah,
to.
it's been really, you guys were a really good fit too in the height because everything is a constraint. Even we were lucky enough to have you give us the CAD and make sure we could clear, our hood because it's right there. And
It's challenging when you want to get the car sitting, sufficiently.
right.
And
I mean, so you can't just go up a half inch. It'd ruin the whole car, the profile. So if anybody knows us and Casey and Wagner, I mean, we started with Carl, his father, who's gone now, but I mean, what a good group of, again, Wisconsin-based people.
Yeah, good engineering, good to deal with.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Their drive system's a great product, which this is obviously using.
The first time Ryan and I shut this hood and it latched and lined up and didn't hit that and lined up with that, we were like over the moon. I think people see it when it's all done. It's like, yeah, it's cool. You walk by, but it's great that we can have these talks to try to explain to people.
And to give further context, I know a little bit's been spoken about how many hours have been spent on it, but, ballpark, I believe it's like over 8,000 hours build time. And on the design side, there was like
4,000 or 5,000.
Which is just absolutely staggering, but it gives the context of what's needed to get to this level.
Create this, you break that out into man hours, it's quite a few years, but it was done in relatively, once we got through the design time, it was just over a
Full steam
year.
ahead.
Yeah, to get it together.
So it's a transaxle, a 6-speed from Tremec from Bowler. The exhaust system obviously is completely custom. And the exhaust tips I saw as well.
Yeah, we machined those in-house. They're stainless. Just the stainless to build those was $1,000 in raw material. The Roadster shop built this one-off chassis for us. It's based on one of their spec chassis, but it's still obviously different. And we scanned 996 car. They make a conversion for a Porsche to go to a 997 center lock. So we bought the conversion and we put all true center locks on here. And HRE we come up with a design and they kind of nailed it on mimicking a lot of the influence from the original.
The 3-piece design and the centers, it ties in really nicely. And I know Jeremy from Roadster Shop, he's driven the car and it's got the new coilovers as well, I believe.
It does. It's got all their latest, greatest shocks and brought somebody over, I think, from England to help tune it. So it's been really fun.
Well, what's nice, sometimes these cars, they get considered a trailer queen, but you've only got to look at these tires.
Yeah, you can see
they're scrubbed in.
The bend scrub on them on the track. We were lucky enough to be out there with all the hyper cars and a little out of place, but it was still kind of fun.
Was there any concerns with stone chips and things like that on track? Or
Well, the whole car is wrapped.
Really?
Clear wrapped in PPF.
So the owner's obviously just totally blown away with the end result.
Eric Johnson's his name, and he's a local guy to us, which is really nice. And just a prince of a man. Just because as builders, we want to do this, and he's given us everything to do what we were capable of.
I think it's the ultimate expression of what Ringbrothers, you know, all of your personal IP and your brother Jim and the whole team, like Ryan, is an immense talent as well. Like, this is really the pinnacle for today.
Yeah. I mean, I would have to agree. And I think it's an industry changer. I mean, I really feel like it's a way to get the young people involved with the technology that takes to do this, which honestly, it's way above me. But we do have people, and I know people that, and they're all young and they're all super excited. And I think if the industry embraces what's capable, it's scary because you feel like you have to do everything in-house sometimes, and you have to do this, or you have to say, you can do this and take credit to be the guy, but without relationships, you can't build this without other people and giving credit to those people.
I know that you've used advanced manufacturing with 3D printed parts, which is fairly common now, like certainly plastic parts, but we've started within Harrop using printed stainless steel and printed aluminium for certain parts where the geometry just doesn't lend itself to milling it, to being subtractive. And like the fact that you're using that to achieve a result like this is
basically the interior was done that way. Every, you know, like the necklace around the seats to all the switches, the shifter knob that you can see through, that you could never machine that. It's just so fun. And I'm not saying it's cheap. I'm just saying it's out there. But the cost will, like anything, will
But
come
it
down.
opens up the potential, like for a build like this, where it's truly custom, it's perfect technology. It's using that modern technology to achieve a result that this car couldn't be built to this level 10 or 15 years ago.
No, it's now down to the design, because you can build what you can design. So if you've got a design, you can build it.
Absolutely. And all the panels are obviously carbon fiber. And
the whole car is carbon. And, you know, this side is exactly the same as the other side. It's mirrored. So, you know, it's exact.
It must be challenging with all of the exposed carbon to get that looking to that level.
You know, I've been working with carbon for quite a while, but there's always a challenge when you try to paint around it. But we've sure come up with ways, like, you know, that's a floating spoiler on the back. Well, the taillight panels are all carbon. It had to be put in after the car was painted. With the cage, this car's got a full cage that's buried in it. You can't get that in, so we had to make the part of the cage removable. It's just so much. To do these types of cars, you got to be patient. If I had all the parts, it would have been a lot easier. But I'm building off of a roof and a quarter panel. That had to be exact. Like that seals that upper wheel tub. If I was off a 1/4 inch here, none of this would fit.
And it wouldn't line up?
No, couldn't line up. So if you're just slightly this angle or this off, I was sweating it.
Like that looks like it's a perfect seal there as well.
It's a perfect seal. It seals, it's blacked out. That's not a 1/4 inch of cush, you know? So,
it's that detail that a lot of people just don't understand.
Even go by. Don't even notice. Like we even printed little ends to the tube of the rubber just to finish it off, because I didn't want a hole.
So we're on the phenomenal Gentex booth as well. Like it's obviously, I think, the best booth in the whole
absolutely
the whole show. But their technology really gives the vehicle to that James Bond, like the translucent adjustable sun visors.
It's the first car to have it in. I'm sure it'll be a mainstay in a year or two. But this is the first car that's had, you know, mirrors that you come over a hill, bang, they dim, or, you know, they just do whatever you want. You can darken them, lighten them, look through them like sunglasses. It's insane what's out there. And for them to team up with us, we are so honored, because, you know, that's OE. They build like 50, 60 million rear view mirrors a year.
So the fillers on the top here, that's
how Astons were. They had dual fillers. They had lids over them, but they were in that exact spot.
And you've obviously machined these out of...
That's printed.
All right.
I didn't want that heavy weight. We've done it before, and guys drop them and they hit the car and do some serious damage. We could have machined them. We machined everything else, but intentionally for weight. And, you know, they're the new style where they click, and it was kind of based off the wheel. It's those hidden Easter eggs.
So I think I also know that the window switches is probably one of the only
interior pieces
that carried over.
I mean, we used all new late model. Us doing collision work, it allows us to look at new cars, take ideas and latches, whatever out of that, and incorporate them in our builds. And these window switches. And you know what's funny is you go to buy one of them, I believe they're a used one. If you could find it's probably $800 per piece.
Oh, really?
And there was somebody in England that made a few, and they were like $1,500 a piece.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought they were cool. I had no idea when we were taking them out of there that it was that they were worth that
Hard
kind
to
of money.
find. Is it a new steering wheel? Because you do some beautiful steering
Yeah,
wheels
that's
on
all our
of the
steering
builds.
wheel. If you looked at the original steering wheel, you would see where the design came from, because it's got that center, like original DBSs have a pod, like, you know, for the stalks to come out of. Those cars had the horns on the stalk and the blinkers. And so we made all that, which was quite a feat. The blinkers are a little, you know, different, where it's all done electronically, where you hit it and it stays on for 8 seconds unless you put your foot on the brake. So it's
Like a CAN bus system.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, we machined the headrest foam. I didn't even know you machined foam. We machined all the door panels out of foam, and then instead of printing them, they were machined.
Interior color is always something that's difficult to land on, but was it always you had this vision for?
Well, no, you know, it was possibly going to be a burgundy and some other. I think it could have lent itself with this color, a few different ones, but I don't know what car I saw. We were just going through the internet, and I just saw a color similar with about this color interior, and I thought,
Have you given it a special name? Like I know
yeah.
00 Silver's the
00
exterior,
silver.
but
The engine color is called nuclear olive, and the interior color is called supple sextan.
Oh, I love it.
Did you really want to know?
It's inviting.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Mike, I absolutely appreciate the opportunity to catch up. The vehicle is way beyond what a resto mod by definition is. It's a totally custom masterpiece.
Thank you.
Working with yourself, Jim and Ryan's an absolute pleasure, and thanks for showing the car today for our channel.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've known each other a long time, but going to Australia was a pretty big part of we both did what we said we were going to do, which is always nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you, my friend, and thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Be sure to check out Ringbrothers socials and some more content that's coming up soon, seeing this masterpiece on track.
And hearing their whine, it'll be awesome.